Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. I'm the Serious Strategy Game, and we are returning to Hearts of Iron 4. It is mid-1938, and we are going to be on the path to war very soon. So, yeah, let's see what we need to do before that. First thing I want to start this episode with is a look at the intel service over here. And I would like to very much infiltrate the UK army, even though it's not the most relevant of their branches. Let's go ahead and do that right away. Here we go. That should set that up very nicely. The other thing I wanted to do is I noticed that there are a little bit low supplies down here in Slovakia. So let's actually take this depot over here and use some motorized equipment. And indeed, I think I want to do that along the entire frontier, even though we don't have any supply issues for now in a lot of these places. I think it would be a good idea to try to get as much supply here as soon as possible. Also, potentially because we are going to forget a little bit about that once we start the game. Once we start the actual war, I mean. Right, that being said, let's also look at our training over here. I noticed that we are currently training 22 infantry divisions. I would also like to train a couple more of these Alpenjäger divisions. So let's go ahead and add 4 more divisions here. That would very nicely set this Gebirgs army up completely. With a full complement of 24 units. That's nice, and that does mean to me that we can probably add 24 more here and just use 1 now. So that should just finish the training of these guys here, and then we're going to get them right away, and that's fairly lovely because then we're going to have 1 entirely new army, and I think that's going to be a very nice fit. We also did conquer a lot of these light tanks here from the Czechs when we took them over. Now, these are not light tanks that I would like to use, because they are way too slow. But here's the thing, I think we can easily and nicely use them for training purposes. So I think that's potentially a good idea. So let's go ahead here and train a couple of these light tank divisions, actually. And we're going to be training 4 of these also, and that should be nice and easy. And then we can deploy them somewhere, and they're currently only pretty much using this old stuff. That I don't care about, but that is going to be useful to that extent. And by the way, I'm still extremely salty that you cannot modify the old equipment from the Czechs. That was such a major part of the early war effort of the Germans. Like the Panzer 38, a lot of the, I think the Marder was based on the Czech designs, not entirely sure, but I think it was anyway. Right, computing machine done, lovely. That does give us more technology, or faster technology, so that's nice. I think pretty much other than that, we are now pretty much heavily researching 1939 stuff, so that's nice. We don't actually need to modify any of these designers yet. Oh, but we did go for the army innovation, so I think now we should be able to get Mr. Rundstedt. I thought he was here. No, at least Erwin Rommel. Daily armor experience, daily experience gain 0.12. That's a lot. That's actually gonna be 50% more than right now, and armor division attack, that's also pretty lovely. And army command, I would like to take Rundstedt here, but we don't have the political power now, so that's going to need to wait a couple of turns here, but that's going to be alright. Right, further unassigned divisions, you guys are actually going to be a new army group, and you're going to be part of this defensive setup that we've got going over here. You can actually be of a relatively low value adding guy, like this one. And your job is basically to guard our coast. So we're going to use you guys here to basically guard the entire coast that we've got and make sure that at least the harbors and airfields, yeah, no, I don't think we need the airfields, but maybe the forts. Just make sure, you know, let's just keep an eye on the harbors. Let's just make sure that everything here is connected and ready to go. That should be fairly lovely. We're going to give you a nice little symbol over here. You're just garrison troops. Don't think too fancy of yourself, please. Right, there we go. And what we're of course going to do is we are going to tell you guys here to add everything to that command. There we go. Right, I like it. Good. You know what? You guys are going to get a location somewhere. Doesn't really matter where, and you're going to be allocated to that. Good. Okay. Fair enough. And that's, I mean, these guys really are not supposed to fight. As you can see, they have old equipment, so that shouldn't be too massive on our consumption here. Oh, this is interesting. So we could convert some of our older panzers to this new version, which might or might not be a good idea. think it has slightly better armor. Would be 1 per day. I don't think the upgrade was big enough to really make that worthwhile. So let's not do that for now, and let's keep an eye on what we really need. Light tanks, medium tanks, tactical bombers. We do have enough fighters at this point. A lot of Czech fighters here and a lot of the older stuff. But that still means we should try to establish new air groups here. Let's try to establish one here in the northwest of Germany and make sure that we're going to add about 200 fighters here. And it's actually going to be nice to pick these guys here because if they are using the old fighters, that means the accidents while they're training are going to be somewhat lower. Speaking of training, I think you guys all have not really continued your training once you had the stuff. So let's make sure that you are going to be training up to the point that you're going to be competent enough to actually fight. Good, there we go. That's lovely. Low manpower, I'm not too concerned about that, and at some point, of course, we can increase our chances there too. So that's going to be alright. You guys are actually going to be a new army here, which is going to be ultimately allocated to you, and you're going to be the 4th army. Like such. And we're going to give you a good commander, infantry commander. Who could that actually be? Maybe from Witzleben is going to be alright. Yeah, I think so. And where is your job going to be? We could push down here in the Krakow vicinity. Push up there a little bit stronger. I mean, these tanks here are also a little bit unsupported, so yeah, I think ultimately that's what we're going to do. So we're going to use all of you guys, and we are going to ask you to advance onto Warsaw, just right away like that, and that should be cool. Right, everyone here. Oh, it's pretty much everyone already. So yeah, let's do get you onto that thing, and make sure that all of you guys here are just allocated to that. Good, there we go. We did research the new battery here. That's alright-ish. There's a medium cannon squeeze ball adapter. These things are useful over time, but not necessarily immediately a high priority. So I don't think we need that immediately. Still, 1939 technology would be good. Let's go for Recon Company. I think that is pretty fantastic. We're going to change this up to the new artillery piece, which I can't find right now. What's going on? Ah, here we go. Right, and let's get a little bit more of that, because I would like to change our divisions a little bit. Now, we do have some army experience here, and here's the big questions. What are we going to do here? I would like recon companies pretty much everywhere. Now, that is going to cost us quite a bit in support equipment and infantry equipment, but I do think it is worthwhile, because the reconnaissance is very useful in picking the right stuff, and I think that is going to be a good choice that we can do here. Let's already save that change. That is going to be relatively massive. All of our units are training, so it's not a big deal for now. The other thing is I would actually like a little bit lower combat width here potentially. I think with the new meta, probably around 15 is going to be fine. So let's actually remove a couple of these guys and then add artillery in place of one of the infantry groups. So we're going to have a very strongly hitting, not so organized army group here, which should be just adding a little bit of oomph. And I think it's going to be a better choice going forward. So we are going to make this in the new infantry, and that should free up quite a bit of infantry equipment. Yeah, it does. Which is okay. Does mean we're not fielding as many men anymore. I didn't do that earlier because we did want to field as many as possible, so that's alright. I'm a little bit surprised that we actually do have that much support equipment. I was thinking that we potentially would end up with a little bit less. Same actually with artillery pieces. Do you really have so many artillery pieces left? Or have you just not reinforced? No, honestly, it's looking good so far, isn't it? It's not looking bad. Logistics seem fine for now. Ah, well, that's good. Coal liquidization done. Do we want to go for synthetic rubber? it would be meagerly useful, I think. So let's actually go for the treaty with the USSR. Somewhat historical, maybe a little bit late here, but I still think alright-ish. We're building all of this stuff. We are not getting enough fuel here. I think we should start to build up our fuel resources. So let's go ahead here and buy a little bit more fuel. That should make sure that we are getting that a little bit more strongly. That's fine. We don't need to build up the stuff down here first, but I think we should start to look at radio installations too, at least close to the Soviets and the Western forces. And I think over here is fine. That should give it a slight priority. And once these guys are done, everything will shift down a little bit too. Good. Okay, I like it. Right, so where do we stand then in logistics? I think this is looking so good. Let's actually take a look at our motorized divisions too. So what if we remove one? So what did I say? 15 for the infantry division, right? Yeah. Would be good if we could go to similar number here. Do we actually need anything here? No. I am wondering whether we should add the signal company here. Initiative. I'm not entirely sure what initiative does. The quicker it can reinforce into battle, and the quicker it gets its planning done. Initiative also multiplies any coordination modifiers you might have. I'm not sure what coordination modifiers are. You know what, screw it. Let's field this German elite infantry division here. That should be pretty nice. We can decommission that. That's all fine. We can decommission you. And this is all okay-ish. Question is, do we want to modify this then? Field hospital and or signal company could be useful, could actually be useful. I really hope that this didn't cost that much to remove these guys. Yeah, let's still do it like this. I think 16 is still okay. And then we can add a couple more units here for training purposes. Like that. What are we missing now? Trucks. Yeah, so that does mean we should potentially produce a little bit more here for trucks. Right, there we go. That should do it. Logistics fulfillment. Ooh, are we short on... Well, no, we are short on trucks. Okay, yeah, that does make sense. We do need trains. And I think we need more trains. Are we producing enough trains? Let's actually prioritize that somewhat. Oh, you know what I would like to research? Train guns. Completely forgot about those. Right, you guys go to this group. You guys go to that group. So our panzer corps are being reinforced here by some new groups, which I think is a good idea. Manpower is looking fine. Don't be too concerned here. And Chief of Army, we can now add, I think, Werner von Brauchtisch. Division speed? Yes, please. Go ahead. He's a good addition, I think. Right, how's research looking? 60 days or so for industry. Industry will be useful. Construction. Yeah, we are now building a little bit more of that. Let's prioritize that again. How are operatives looking? 7 more days, 6 more days until you've infiltrated the army, hopefully at least. Hopefully we're not going to lose anyone. Doesn't look like it. Fantastic. Excellent. I think you're done. Right, let's continue to build a spy network then. And let's assign these divisions to wherever they need to be assigned. So there we go. Right, okay. You're all still being trained up, that's okay. Trucks. Still a big deficit, but we're slowly working on it. Medium tanks is actually fine. So what we might want to do then is grab 1 or 2 of our units here. Medium, Panzer, so let's grab one of you here. And we're going to exchange you towards the medium tank division 2. Yeah, there we go. I think you weren't already that. You might have been. Right, Soviet treaty done. We're going to go for the Molotov-Ribbentrop Pact, as was historically the case. Our coast is being reinforced here, that's nice. There's MIFO builds here. Our political power is looking fine, so I would like more more stuff, really. Doctrines are available. That must be Navy, right? No, it is. It is Army. Okay, yeah, sure. Let's go for Blitzkrieg. You guys are not training up, but honestly, that's probably fine. You know what? Let's actually train you up at least to the next standard. Fuel, still looking a little bit nifty, so let's actually trade for more fuel, although I guess we can train for less rubber. So let's ask for nothing from Malaya, but we're going to buy more fuel from, you know what, we just became friends with the Soviets. No, that's a bit too much. Maybe 2. Just so this is filling up. Yeah, but it does need to fill up a little bit faster, so maybe... Yeah, that seems better. Here we go, new infantry equipment and concentrated industry. So what I would like to do then is it under support companies? Yeah, it is. Railway guns. Let's go for it. It's fun. It's looking great. So this, we could also research that. It's not that far ahead of time, actually. So that might be useful. Everything else here seems fine. We are on top of things. Yeah, mountain infantry could be done, but I don't think it's that important. Everything else here seems fine. Oh, we can do synthetic fuel refinery. Let's do that. I think that's a very timely addition. Right. We need to change up our infantry equipment to the latest. Oh, come on. Oh, come on, interface. Don't do that to me. Why? Why, interface? Why? Have I somehow... Okay, now I can do it. But only down here. No, wait, wrong. There we go. Sorry, that took a moment. I'm not sure why sometimes it does that to me. Right, let's actually make sure. So, yeah, you guys are counting as priority, and that's okay-ish. I would also like you guys here to count as priority to receive the new stuff. And actually, I think the motorized equipment can also go and do that. Just so that we're making sure that we're getting the latest stuff in all regards. Right, we are getting towards 1939, so that's lovely to see. Political power is starting to look good too, and we have more military factories. Yeah, I think we should go for a little bit more light tanks and bombers. This is probably too much, but you know what? We just want to have fun with these guys, so I think that's still a good idea. A little bit more navy is also a good idea. More construction, finished, lovely. We could go for excavation, but I don't think that's as important. So what we could be doing next then is... Oh yeah, we should try to get these right. Engineer Company, there are some fun things that we're going to do later, but not right now, so let's go ahead. Ooh, captured an American here. Interesting, that does mean that I should probably go over here and check whether we can do anything in the UK. Doesn't seem like it, so we're going to continue with the way it was. Right, fuel is building up, that's good to see, and our technology here is going to help us a little bit too, so that's nice to see. This is going to be finished soon. We've got unassigned divisions. Why? Oh, more motorized equipment. Yeah, sure, let's... I don't even know. Okay, did like that. There we go. More army experience is lovely to see too. And we don't have enough power here. We are missing trucks. We're gonna need to take care of that at some point. Right, we could go for an alliance with the USSR. We're not going to do that. We can't quite go for Danzig and war. We need to reassert eastern claims first, so let's do that. They're signing the pact. Ripples throughout the world. We're a little bit ahead of time there, but not that much, so I think it's going to be alright. Right, everyone is training and everything, so that's good. You guys are building up your stuff, you guys are training down there. What are you missing? Light tanks. Yeah, we need more of these. Right, Recon Company 2 done, that's good too. I think we're going to go for more field hospitals, minimize our casualties. And likewise, we could go for better signal companies because we've already included these in our templates. So let's go ahead and do that too. Right. More units that can be deployed. Where? You guys? Saxony? You guys are being deployed. Everyone here is being deployed, aren't you? I don't know. Yeah, seems to be the case. Right, we're going to just assign you to various different groups here. I guess we have medium tanks, right? Yeah, about 3 of them actually. So let's go ahead and pick a couple of units here. Are you low on supply? You are. Even though you're motorized already. Okay, that does mean then we should try to build up some of this rail infrastructure leading back to Berlin. I'm guessing I would also like to build up one across along the coast here in the long run, and potentially one down here, I think. That's a 3, that's a 2. It does run via Prague. Not really convinced of that. Let's update this one too. Then rather than this long-winded route here, I think what I would like to do is build a new one, and this always seems a little bit fiddly to me. So how can we... No, that's not what I meant. What I meant is... yeah, like that. Okay, that's fine. We don't need to build this up down here. Ah, Jesus. I completely screwed that up, didn't I? Okay, yeah, that's better. Right, then let's build that up to level 3 and level 3. Level 3. Yeah, we will need some infrastructure down there in the long run. So I think that is going to be alright doing it like that. Right, Königsberg doesn't need to be ready quite as soon though. So we can deprioritize that somewhat. And you guys are going to be doing fine, I think. Nevertheless, let's deprioritize Hessen. Fuel refining done, lovely. Fuel gain from refineries. We haven't really built that many refineries, and I'm not sure that we will. Or whether we will just try to build a lot of stuff from the Soviets. But I guess it's fine. The other thing I want to do a little bit ahead of time is the Focke-Wulf 190. Because it's very useful. And before we forget, let's make sure that this Focke-Wulf is being designed by Messerschmitt. Which seems a little bit absurd, but still, it's going to work out fine. Right. Anything else? Yeah, let's go for the civilian administration. And just commence when ready. Just want to know a little bit about these guys, right? Good. Okay. You could just get Guerrilla Fighter. I don't like Guerrilla Fighter. Free military factories. Is it light tanks that we're still missing? Yeah, it is. Although, honestly, not that much, potentially, because we can still modify a couple of our units here towards being medium tanks, rather. And that does need quite a bit of medium tanks, obviously, but it also frees up quite a lot of light tanks. I think that's actually going to be alright. You're medium, you are panzers, so let's pick you and also exchange you. And where are we going to use our units here? Yeah, that's all pretty much alright. Well, I'm guessing some more trains might be useful. So let's prioritize them for now. I think we're going to pull off some of these factories in a moment. But not for now. Right, more unassigned divisions. Yes. You know what? You guys, I would actually like to change all of you to medium panzers already. I know we don't have enough stuff to actually deal with that. But I just want to set them up to do that already, because otherwise I'm going to forget. Right, there we go. And that does mean we now have a lot of light tanks over. But again, this is mostly these Czech light tanks that I want to get rid of anyway. And that is fine. Speaking of getting rid of stuff, if we are going to get some of our tanks number 1 into the pool here, which I think we are going to get at some point soon, that should be fine. Now, do we want to go Danzig or War now, or do we want to finish anything before that? I think the one thing that I might potentially want to... So I want to keep a somewhat realistic timeline. But of course, it would be tempting to go Poland and France in the same year, 1939, and then in early Barbarossa. But you know what? Let's give ourselves a little bit of a challenge. So we are not going to go for Poland much earlier than autumn, and we're going to go for France in 1940, as was historically the case, simply because we're going to give the Russians a little bit more time to build up. So that being said, we're going to go with Großraumwirtschaft here. And Großraumwirtschaft is going to give us more access to better modifiers here on the construction of our railways, which is soon going to commence in earnest. And that is going to be very useful then. Niederbayern, how long are you going to take? Till May. And here we've got Dora. Lovely, lovely, lovely. I like it. We have now 1939, so let's make sure that we are concurrent on all of our technologies here. Mountain infantry, we've got so little of these guys that doesn't make sense to me. I'm guessing anti-tank stuff. Not that important, honestly. Industry, we've got pretty much everything except excavation, which is not that important. Engineering, yeah, I think we're going to get some more radar. That seems like a good idea. Right, modify government, ship designer, yeah, we could do that, but right now we're not really designing any ships, so I'm guessing that's going to be alright. How come you guys are getting that many more divisions? I thought we had that set up correctly. Apparently I was wrong. Apparently I made some kind of mistake and miscounted some things. Not enough special forces points. Okay, so there's infinity. That's why. Okay, yeah, we did get space for enough for more special forces. I got okay. I get it. Right, in that case, let's pick 3 of you guys, and you're going to be assigned just temporarily, I guess, to our defensive forces on this army. Just so that you guys are ready to do your thing. Right, and then we are going to get Großraumwirtschaft. I think at that point we are going to stop training everyone up and be ready to actually engage in some more serious activities. Right, let's prioritize that. Ooh, we do need more tungsten now, which we're going to try to source in a moment. And everything else here, fine. Engineering, fine. Fire control system, yeah, we're not going to do shipping stuff really. So, I guess we could do some scout planes. It is kind of useful. Right, and then let's buy that tungsten. And let's assign unassigned divisions. There we go. That's a very solid army that we're having here, honestly. Yeah, I know our Air Force isn't the greatest, but still I kind of like it. Okay, so here we go. We've gotten some Panzer Is now, and that's the last thing that I want to do for this episode, and that is we are going to take a look at our Panzer Is and use them for some other things. Or do we? Wait a minute, let's look at the technology. So, in terms of artillery, we did get this thing, and that does give us access to the improved Howitzer too. So yeah, you know what? Let's actually do that. I want to try that out. It just sounds like a fun thing that we can do, and where I really find that finally there's a sensible approach to doing this. So this is the Panzer I, absolutely wrong model, and it does have heavy machine guns and a one-man turret, along certain other things down here. It is extremely fast. It does have a radio 1. What I would like to do is I would like to... Ooh, we can also go to flamethrowers. Flamethrowers. Oh, I want to go to flamethrowers. How many of these units... Let's actually check. How many of these units have we got? So, we've got around 70 in our depots. And if I take a look at you guys here... Yeah, all of you probably have some, and actually you have still a lot of these tanks down here, which I really hate. They're just too slow. They just are too slow. Okay, we're gonna go flame tanks, guys. I just cannot go not flame tanks. This is gonna be something that I was hoping that we could do at a later point, but come on, it's flamethrowers. this is not a very good unit, but you know, honestly, the speed of these guys. You know what? Okay, no. We're gonna go with the improved medium howitzer, and you can see currently that's not a legal design because the turret is the wrong thing, and that is it actually does have a turret. We needed to have a light fixed superstructure, much like this actually looks like. So this is kind of an artillery piece, and we're going to label it as such. Does have super nice heart attack, max speed looking pretty good actually. Piercing is okay, although what are you going to pierce with that, because heart attack just doesn't cover that. Defense is okay, breakthrough is not that great though. So can we do anything to change the breakthrough here? Well, we've got a Christie suspension. I don't think any other suspension here is going to give us more breakthroughs. Is there? Oh no. The interleaved road wheels are, but the refit costs are already kind of excessive actually due to these modifications. 6.7. How much would a flamethrower cost? Nothing at all. Nothing at all. I kind of like it. Oh, interesting. Interesting that adding armor doesn't add to the refit cost. That's interesting, isn't it? And it does add to breakthrough. Now, all of these things are not very useful, but I guess we can also add special modules, machine guns. The dozer blade doesn't do that much for us. Yeah, let's just add machine guns. Very interesting setup here. It actually has more soft attack now than it did before. Ah, but here's an issue. I can't select flamethrower tank. Sometimes it does have that error. Now I can. Can I change that back now? I can. Really weird. Refit costs are actually, I think, kind of okay. Speed is still okay. Reliability is a little bit low, but we're not going to build 1 million of these, so... Honestly, that might already be too much. Ah, but you know what? An improved radio, that's fine. And let's pick a correct model for that. I don't think there is any model that's even close to match a flamethrower tank. Yeah, there's an AA piece. Probably this looks still the best. And do we have any icon here that's vaguely appropriate? Not really. Oh, that's such a shame. I would have loved for that to be more of a thing. Let's pick this one. And let's pick an appropriate symbol here. I like it. It's kind of weird, it's kind of fun. And the only reason why I'm doing that is so that we can go ahead here and look at these guys, build you guys, and I would love for you to be converted from... I can't convert you? Why, Paradox, why? I would have loved for these guys to be convertible. Well, that being said, I think now is a good place to put in a cut. So, thank you very much for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed. And I hope that next time we are going to be able to conquer Poland. We're going to see how all of that works out. Thanks, guys. See you then. Bye-bye.